What's going on, guys? It's Adam P, and welcome back to yet another away day vlog. Final game before the transfer window deadline day, which means potentially the final ever Newcastle United game with Alexander Isak being the Newcastle United player. And the reason why I've just started the video talking about him, because that's been the story of the entire summer, despite the fact we are playing today and has nothing to do with that player. It's still a game that will be interfered by that player because we haven't got a striker today. It'll be William Musulo up front. The player, to be fair, scored against Liverpool. Opportunity today. The floor is yours. Get out there and have your moment. But deep down, Leeds have got us at the perfect time. And I have to say, starting from a Leeds point of view, I'm glad they're back in the Premier League. There's just something about Leeds. They're just different to our teams that come up. You're talking these Southamptons, Burnley, with all due respect to them, Norwich, Sheffield, whoever it is, like, they're always boring, I would argue, whereas Leeds is something different, a bit of fight. So even walking around before, Leeds fans, like, most of them are sound, but still have that, I guess, that boisterous side of them, and especially inside the stadium. I remember a couple of years ago being here, probably the best home I've actually been in the Premier League, going as a Newcastle fan. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys are new around here, of course, get down there, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be going to every single match this season. That includes all the Champions League games. Just booked up the flights before, £630 for all my flights returned. So I'm fairly happy with that outcome, considering some of the matches I could have got. But that's about it. Let's get into it. How are the Mags?
First day here. No be outside.
So this is how my seats are looking today inside the stadium. By the way, I did actually get a discounted ticket because of the restricted view. To be honest, that is the lightest restricted view I've seen. I don't think that's going to affect much in the game. Yeah, nice and early. Feels weird being back here. It's been a good couple of years since I've been here, but one that I just know is going to be a real tough atmosphere for Newcastle today.
yellow card for the blatant goalkeeper and time waster to go and smash the second ball away. He has to take it, the keeper's out his box.
Probably our worst 45-minute half so far this season, but no one knows the fair score. I think Leeds have probably been a bit more dangerous than they've been attacking, but haven't actually created much. Whereas Newcastle had the best chance of the game, though. Stula taking the shot, well blocked. Other than that, an incredibly even Steven half. But the best thing about the half, I would say, is the fans. I just don't think the football has been good at all. This is a big 45. Ideally need to maybe change the formation. I know it was a 5 back the first one. We had 5 defenders on, so yeah, try and get an extra attack on. Let's just go for it. Oh, that's lucky. Best chance of the game there from Murphy from an absolute mile out as well. Come on. I don't think there's anything in that. Langa's going to be a good sub for us now. We've got Alexander and Barnes out there. You're talking about £100 million of those two. The quality is so bad in the pair of them. I know we haven't got a striker, but the actual quality going in the box is just awful.
How was he feeling right on 6?
Well, there we have it. Full-time Leeds now, Newcastle United now. For the second time this season, both of our away matches we have drawn 0-0. And unlike Villa, where I felt like even though Newcastle wasn't great, deserved to win. Not today. I think the draw was the fair scoreline. Lack of quality from both teams. And we'll start off by talking about Leeds because I have to say, in terms of home fans, I've always went to Newcastle United away games. I've always seen what every single team has to offer. They're number one for me in the Premier League. I felt like our home fans were brilliant. Add a bit of an edge to the match itself. And even when walking about, for example, like after the game, I had to do the intro in the car here just in case, for example, walking around and bumping the wrong person. That's what I like about these away games. I feel like it does need a bit of bite to it. I feel like these fans shouldn't just be welcoming us in. Of course, we've got that mutual respect towards like Gary's speed and we both want to see each other do well. But ultimately, during the match, I want a hostile crowd. I want the match to have something different about it because I'm just sick of going to these games and just such a lack of noise, lack of spark. And although the match wasn't great, the fans were. As for positives, before we talk about the performance, positive is I'm going home in 2 hours. That's the obvious answer now. It takes us 2 hours to get back, and that is a great positive because, my word, that was a frustrating game. And I still find it, even though I'm going to be critical in this video, I still find it hard to criticise Newcastle. I know, for example, you talk about the signing like Nick Waltermeyer coming in. If you'd done that 24 hours earlier, he probably would have been the bench there, and that could have been the difference for Newcastle. You're looking at 3 matches now. 9 points were available there. That was winnable again, and Newcastle's dropped points again. And you see how aggressive and vocal Newcastle fans were towards Isak. During the Aston Villa game, nothing said until after the game. That was different today. It was during the game. It was when the players were actually clapping the fans. Newcastle fans, Isak is I'm not going to say it, but you can't blame them. They spend the hard-earned money, hard-earned time, and they spend their days supporting Newcastle. And that player behind the scenes has cost us. I don't want this victim mentality. I'm not going to keep saying it's Isak, because we've still got a lot of quality. You talk about towards the end of the game, Barnes and Lang £100 million out wide, and they couldn't even cross the ball. I mean, the lack of quality is insane. And I think the focal point is the main point. If you've got an actual striker in there, we're going to do some, but it's just not that focal point. And the lack of quality from Alanga, Barnes, Murphy, Jacob Ramsey, Livermore, whoever it was out wide, it just wasn't good. It just wasn't good enough. And it was just a real problem for Newcastle where we didn't do an awful lot. And I don't think Leeds did either. But even then, you look at Dominic Calvert-Lewin, for example, I thought he was a lot better than William Osura. And that's a player, a free sign that, I mean, we were almost laughing at being linked to, but he was just better than what we actually have. And Longstaff, I'll give Longstaff a lot of credit, by the way. Man of the match, and I have to say it, against Newcastle's midfield, he was great. He was actually quite good. And I was quite surprised going into the game as well. I seen that Tanaka was injured, but the fact that I had the ball was to start Longstaff against his former club, and he's won his second or third game for Leeds. He stepped up. He stepped up against a midfield that knows him well. And I have to say, graft his backside up. If Leeds want to stay up this season, those are the sort of performances they need. Home form is massive for them. They need to pick up points at home, especially how good that crowd is. If they can do that, they've got a real chance of staying up. Wasn't a great Leeds performance today, but they got a point, and in their eyes, that's a good point for them as well. And every point matters for a team that's trying to stay up. From us, it just wasn't good enough. I just don't think it was good enough. But I also am struggling to really criticise the team. I'm going to say it again. I defend Eddie Howe, I defend the players, because there's so much noise and there's so much going on behind the scenes. Thank the Lord, 2 days and it's over. 2 days, we know what happens to Isak, we know what happens in terms of incoming signs, and then it's the international break. So 2 weeks to get it together, sort it out, get all that noise gone, and just to come back a lot stronger, because yet again, all season long, it's the same story. The behind the scenes stuff is affecting us on the pitch. There's no vocal point at all up front. It's Gordon, who was then suspended against Liverpool, just Osura today. These are players that are not going to be starting up front for Newcastle, and it's so infuriating because they were 9 points. We actually could be top of the table now with 9 points, and instead we're, actually, are we in the bottom three? I don't know where we are, but we're somewhere with 2 points, and it's just, it could have been a lot more. I feel very hard. I feel for the players, sorted out. I'm going to stop with the victim mentality after the international break, but I can understand now, and I will back and support those players now, because all that stuff behind the scenes is not their fault. And they certainly gave 100% today. It was just such a lack of quality and such an infuriating game where deep down, it was a 0-0. Both teams didn't deserve to win that. 0-0 is a fair scoreline, and it was just not good enough for us, especially with all due respect to Leeds, a newly promoted team. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Transfer news will be up tomorrow. Heading home now, back in 2 hours. That's the real positive of the game. We actually get to go home within 2 hours.